Hi guys, and welcome to Paint with Mark. My name's Mark Terrell, and today I thought we'd paint a beautiful picture called Meadow Stream. Now hopefully you're going to follow along, as it's a nice step-by-step oil painting lesson for beginners. So the colours that we're going to be using today are titanium white, phthalo blue, sap green, cadmium yellow, yellow ochre, Van Dyke brown, dark sienna and permanent red or red. Now I have a 20 inch by 16 inch pre-primed stretch canvas, and I've applied an even coat of liquid white or magic white on the canvas, so it's all nice and slippery and wet and ready to go. If you take a look on my YouTube videos, there is a video just on applying liquid white. So with that said, I think we'll crack on, and hopefully you're going to join along and you're really going to enjoy this picture today. So the first thing we're going to do is apply phthalo blue into the sky. So using a 2-inch landscape brush, I'm just going to pull down a very small amount of paint, tap one side of the brush and the other side of the brush. So a nice even coat of paint on there. I'm just going to do crisscross strokes, start from the corner and this corner, and I'm just going to work across, and I'm going to leave little gaps in between that will help our cloud formation. And basically I'm just applying the paint on the canvas, and as I work down it becomes lighter. Got it covered on now. So basically that's all I need to do, and I'm just going to wipe my brush. This is some paper toweling just to remove all the excess. At this point you could put it in a little bit of thinners and give it a little bit of clean into a thinner pot and just wipe the excess off if you need to. But if you're going to use the odourless thinner, make sure that it's thoroughly removed from your brush before you go back onto the canvas. So from here I'm just going to apply lighter strokes, but still doing crisscross strokes, but lighter pressure. So apply lighter pressure, just blending across. Just crisscross strokes. Get the hair, pull it out. Yeah. Backwards and forwards. I've done crisscross strokes. All I'm going to do is very lightly go backwards and forwards. So now you can see there's some gaps with some light spots of white, which is perfect because we're going to add some clouds, and we can put it in those spots. Okay, without cleaning my brush, I'm going to get a 1-inch brush and go into some titanium white. Quite a lot of paint on the brush, and in some of these lighter spots I'm just going to put in indication of clouds. A lot of people ask me, what does clouds shape look like? Well, there isn't no sort of like shape. You know, every cloud is different. As long as we little round circles is all we're sort of looking for. Okay, so I've done a bit on this side. I'm going to add in a little bit of red, just a touch of red into this white, just to make it a nice glow colour. I'm going to do some on this side. Ooh, that's a bright one, that's a bright one. I'm going to add some red into here as well, just a little bit of glow. few pieces here, just a little bit here and there. You know, I'm not worried too much. Again, just make sure that when you do this, you do get enough paint on the canvas. Okay, now with another brush, I'm just going to very lightly tap out the bottoms of the clouds, very lightly, tap, 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 doing like little C movements, very lightly, pushing around very lightly, just at the base of the bottoms. Then I'm going to some small amount of hairs, very lightly fluff these up, and then very light pressure. I'm just going to go across. Very light pressure. Some very light pressure. Okay, so that's our clouds. Again, a lot of this is not going to be seen because we've got trees and going in there. Okay, so next part we're going to put a few trees and some indications of trees along here. So I'm going to add in my 2-inch brush, I'm going to get some Van Dyke Brown, put some Van Dyke Brown down, into some sap green. So I've got some sap green, sap green, Van Dyke Brown. Dark colour, we just want a dark colour. And I'm just going to press up very lightly to create some basic shapes. We need obviously some shapes, just some background colour really. So I'm going to start in the middle here, and I'm just going to press up like this, just to create basic shapes. Go to some more colour. Okay, and all I really do, I just want a sort of basic sort of dark. That's all we're looking for, just a basic dark. Colour. Back into some more colour. And then I'll turn the brush around sideways and press up as well. Right here. Okay. So it brings down a little bit more. Turn sideways. So we've got a bit of dark in there as well. So we've got some dark colours here for our trees, and I've just sort of carried this down, pushing it sideways up down here. Okay. Okay, next thing we're going to do, I'm just going to put in a little bit of indication of some roots and some sticks and twigs, and I'm going to get some Van Dyke Brown on a knife, and then just a little bit of the white, titanium white, mix it in there together, just sort of like a colour. Spread the knife flat and pull out a little roll, and just here and there in the middles, going to just touch. Create a few lines here and there. Coming off. Some more. A few here and there. And this one. And all I'm doing is I'm just touching very lightly at the side of the knife. Bits and pieces. Here and there. And I'm going to go into some just straight Van Dyke brown now, just so it's darker. And I'm just going to do a few more. I'm just going to go up. Yes. Just to create a bit of variation. Some different bits and pieces. Right on there. A few lines. Okay. Brush. And also what I'm going to do is use the tip of the knife and I'm just going to scrape down here and there. Bits and pieces. And the foliage. Creates a lot of sort of three-dimensional effects here. Looks like there's a lot more is going on than it really is. There we are. Okay. Right. Next step is here, we want to fill in all of this bottom. Obviously you want to think of the way the lay of the land is going to be. So I'm going to use a 2-inch brush again. We're just going to go straight into sap green. So we'll pull our sap green down, tap one side, tap the other side. Fully sort of loading the brush. Okay, don't need a lot of paint. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to press up from the side of the brush. I'm sort of pushing so near enough flat and up, just tapping. So basically I'm just tapping, I'm just pressing up, but I'm sort of following a shape going round. So I'm sort of coming round from here. I'm just sort of pushing up, just letting the bristles bend upwards. Load up the brush again. I'm putting it flat on the canvas like this, onto my palette I mean. So I've got enough paint on there. And again, just going to keep going like this. I'm just going to tap up. So I just want to get this dark colour. I'm pressing quite hard. I'm pressing quite hard, pushing up quite hard here. Pressing, bending these bristles, bending the bristles. It's creating all this lovely effect for me. Into some more colour. As I said to you, you can see when I push up like this, it creates this lovely effect under there for you. So you haven't got to do too much, which is great because I like to be a lazy painter. So just pressing down, a bit more sap green. This is just neat sap green. And obviously it's mixing in with the white that's on the canvas that we've already put on there. So it lightens it up nicely for us. We've got it filled up. Now, as things get closer to us, they get darker. So I'm going to add a bit of blue down here. So without cleaning the brush, I'm going to go into phthalo blue. Same way, put it one side, then the other side. Well, I'm going to start from this corner and I'm going to work up and outwards, so as the paint comes off the brush it becomes lighter. So I'm going to work along here. Pushing across. Here and there, a piece of my colour. Again, we just want this dark because we're going to highlight anyway. So just pressing some dark down there. Okay, that's great. So all this is dark is filled in now, so that's the sort of the way our hand is going. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to highlight these trees and bushes. So we've already got white on our 1-inch brush, and I'm just going to go into some liquid white. So we're going to put in a liquid white because we need it to make sure that it sticks onto these. So we're going to some liquid white. So I've got some liquid white. I'm going to go into some cadmium yellow. So I've got liquid white, cadmium yellow, and I'm going to put a little bit of that green across. So we're going to get a lovely light yellowy green colour, and I'm pulling this brush all one way, and if you can see the brush there, it's bent up rounded on one corner. The rounded bit goes at the top. Now because I've got a lot of paint on here, you don't need to push too hard. So I'm actually going to do this one here. I'm going to start atop this little branchy bit here, and again I'm just going to touch very lightly the indication of some foliage around here. Now as I come down from using it that way up, I'm going to turn the brush sideways and press up again like we did with the 2-inch brush. So I'm coming along here, I'm pressing up like this, and then as I come around the side here, I'm going to press up and follow the lay of the land. So we're going this way, so I'm pushing up, so it creates that lovely effect at the top there. Okay, so I've done that one, and while I've got that colour, I'm going to load up again. Remember, the round bit, I'm going to put it all towards me, and when I've got that colour, I may do this one with the same colour. So I'm just going to touch very lightly, just touching. Don't kill all your dark. You need the dark in the background to create the effect. And again, as I'm coming down, I will press up sideways and follow the lay of the land. Okay. In there. Now we want to change a bit of colour, so we're going to go into the same colours, cad yellow, sap green, and I'm going to add a little bit of yellow ochre. Just take a little bit of yellow ochre into it, just to change it just slightly. And I'm going to come over to this one again, press up, just touch. You don't need a lot of pressure. When I get to the bottom, I'll press up, follow the lay of the land, come around there. Okay, Well, I've got the same colour, bit of yellow ochre, and maybe a little bit of yellow ochre on this one. Again, don't use a lot of pressure. Go, press, come down there a little bit. Okay, so I'm just sort of creating the lowland as we go. The lowland's all coming down this way. Now I'm going to go to a slightly different colour. I'm actually going to add a little bit of permanent red. A little bit of red onto there as well, back into the sap green and yellow, but with a little bit of red on there as well. Just to change the colour. So I'm going to do this corner one. So again, it's just changed the colour slightly. Come down the side, press up. Great. It just creates another dimension and another colour. Okay. I think I'll use that colour. I might do that, one of these, this colour. So where this comes at the top here, I'm going to touch very lightly, add some foliage, just on there. A bit of foliage on there, it goes up a bit higher. This one I'm going to go more yellowy, so I'm just going to wipe my brush into a bit of kitchen paper, just to get rid of the excess colours I've been using. And I go back into a bit of liquid white, tap a little bit of liquid white, and I'm going to go into a bit of the cadmium yellow. So I'm going to have this one really, really bright with cad yellow, and I'm going to do this one here, and again, no pressure, I'm just going to touch to create foliagey colours coming down, and as I come down, in what I said, I turn it sideways and I just press up, come down. There. That creates the effect. While I've still got this colour on here, I'm going to use that on here, on this one. Give it an effect like that. Okay, so I've looked at that, I'm quite happy with the way that's gone. So that's highlighted now, and that's highlighted now. So that one there, we could add just a little bit on that one here, just a touch. So I think we've got enough. I think we've got enough on those bits now. Okay, so that's done all those bits across here, and I think what we're going to do is I'm going to add a cabin in here. So a lot of people struggle to work out a cabin. I mean, you could draw it in with a liner brush, but the easiest way is to use this piece of the knife and use that as the outline and the shape. So I think I'm going to open the cabin sort of around here, this sort of way. So basically I'm going to use this as its roof there, like that, like that, and like that, and come along here. So you could scrape out and say that that's going to be like that, the roof is going to come down like that, and then the body's going to come down like that, and that's the front of it. So it gives you a sort of basic sort of shape. So I'm going to go into some Van Dyke Brown and spread that flat on your palette, cut off a roll, and I'm going to mark out. So use the length of the knife, so it's going to be like that, like that, like that, something like that, So that's the front, this is the roof, and then it comes down the two sides. So obviously it'll be down here, there, like that. So you can get the basic idea of the shape. So I'll go into some more of the Van Dyke Brown, and from there, using very light pressure, don't push your finger on the knife, just let it slide on this colour. So we're just going to touch and just pull down, just touch and pull down, very light pressure to create the roof. I'll go back into the colour and I'll pull this straight down the side. Okay, we're going to highlight it anyway, and then this is we're just going to put in just a touch like that, and then we're going to come straight down. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull straight down very lightly, and then turn the knife the other way around and pull straight down from there, and that gives us the front. We'll clean that up in a minute. So I'm just going to highlight that a bit. So to highlight, I'm just going to add in a little bit of white, add that in, and just to get a little touch of the yellow as well. So it just becomes sort of marbly. I'm just going to cut across. And again, I'm just going to do this at the front part, so I'm just going to pull down very lightly, applying hardly any pressure at all. Okay, just sort of make it marbly. We're not going to worry about the side, obviously, because the side should be kept dark anyway. Okay, so just make sure that this side is dark anyway. Okay, so hopefully you can all see the shape of that. We're not worried about the hair at all because we're going to cut all this bit off anyway. So the next thing we're going to do is, all I'm concerned about here is I'm just going to put some shingles on its roof, and we do that by using a bit of the permanent red. So we get some permanent red, add some red, and I'm just going to use the little part of the knife. So the small part, the little tiny part of the knife, I'm just going to grab some material, pull it on there until you've got a little ridge of material on there. And starting from the bottom, I'm just going to touch very lightly and pull down. Touch and pull down. And then I'm going to overlap. So it looks like little shingles on the roof on this farm. From here. Okay. That's better. There we go. So it's got little shingles on the roof of this barn. Certainly not this studio today, that's for sure. Okay, so I've done this part. Now I want to highlight this roof to make it more distinguished, and also I'm just going to take that a bit lower, the shingles a little bit lower as well. Just come down a bit more. Better, a bit more perspective. I want to highlight this. I'm going to get a little bit of white to put on the eaves and along the bottom so it stands out a bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into my titanium white. I'm just going to touch. I'm just going to touch down here. Touch under there. As you can see. As you can see there, hopefully. A little bit of highlight colour. Now here, actually that's done it very well, so I'm going to get a bit more of the white. Okay. Add the white in. Okay. So I've added the white in, so it stands out a bit more. Now I'm going to put a nice little door in there. So again, Van Dyke brown. I'm going to use a small part of the knife, and I'm just going to pull across up about something like that. I think we'll have a big double door. Yeah, big double door. Something like that. Yeah. Double door. And to make the door stand out, I'm going to get a little bit of white on my knife, and I'm just going to go down the side of the door, just cut in with a white. Just get it on the tip of the knife. Put the top there. It's not sticking. That's it. So basically you can see the outline knife. Now, down here, some tissue paper. Down here we're not too worried, because all we do is we just scrape off any bits we don't want. Basically just cut off the bits that we don't want. Okay, now I think we're going to put a little piece on the side there as well, so I'm going to add a little bit of an outbuilding to it. So I'm going to go back into the same colour, Van Dyke brown, and come down a little bit from the top, and I'm just going to pull out again a little bit, and then come down. It's just sort of like an outbuilding there. Okay, and then I'm going to add some, again, a bit of roofing on the top of that. So we're going to get some of this red, and I'm just going to tap, 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 tap on the side. So I'm just literally just going to tap it on the side like this to create a roof down there. Get a little bit of white on my knife, and again I'm just going to touch a little bit there and there, and just along the edge there. Like that gives you an idea. Okay, a lot of it's going to be covered up anyway with bushes and bits and pieces, so we're going to do that now. So I'm going to use my 1-inch brush. I'm going to put a little bit of liquid white on, and I'm going to go into Cadbury yellow with some sap green colour. Push it all one way, pull it towards you, and just around the base here I'm just going to go and push up and bring down. Just around the edges here, especially at the base of this cabin. Okay. Also, I think I'm going to put a little bit of a path in there as well. Just push this down there. So we're going to get some Van Dyke brown on a knife, little roll, and I'm going to create a path. So I'm just going to hold this very flat to the surface. There's here, across like this. So obviously coming out of there. It comes up here somewhere. Is out there. So get a bit more colour. Go with this. If it's not sticking very well, just put a bit more on. Make sure you hold it flat to the surface. Slide it down there, something like that, so it comes around across there. Then I'm going to highlight that the same colour. Tissue paper. And I'm just going to add a little bit of white into that colour, into the Van Dyke brown. I might get a little bit of dark sienna in there as well. So it's very marbly, and very lightly I'm just going to, holding it on the ferrule there, I'm just going to very lightly just touch, just take a little bit of colour off here and there. So now I'm going to use my brush. I've loaded the brush up again, but I just want to push around the edges here to set this back. So I'm going to hold it sideways on, and I'm just going to press up here and there. And part of this path, I just want to set this path back a little bit, and the sides there, so it sort of blends in here. So I'm just pushing and blending up, bouncing up. Comes down there. So obviously it's set back now as if the foliage is all grown around the path. That's what we're looking for. Okay, wipe my hands. Now I think it'll look nice with a couple of trees here. So you could use a liner brush, knife. I think got a filbert brush. I think we'll give it a filbert brush. So I'm just going to go into some straight Van Dyke brown. Really load up my brush with paint, a filbert brush, and I think we're going to have a couple around here. So I'm just going to touch, come across and drop it in about there. Now don't do the branches or trees straight, always, you know, do them slight angles, because trees don't grow actually like telegraph poles, they grow at an angle. And try and get it obviously thinner at the top here. As you come down, the tree will actually become fatter and thicker. Okay, his foots. Okay, and obviously he needs a friend, so I'm going to do one next to him. Again, just come along here and down. Okay, I will go over that again, and this time I'm going to hold my fingers there nearer the ferrule, very sort of lightly, but I just want to get some more paint. I just want to push this on and let it take off more paint, and it will take more paint off there because I want it darker. Because I will highlight, okay, different funny shapes. Lovely. Now, again, I am going to highlight these, so I'm going to use the same brush. I'm just going to add a little bit of white to this, which is some of the lighter mix that we had highlighting the path. I go into there, And just here and there, holding it sideways on, I'm just going to very lightly taking our bits here and there for these trees here. So this creates a bit more depth and realism to the trees. Now you can do the branches with this, but some you might struggle if you push too hard, they're going to be thicker, so the probably easiest way is what I suggest would be just to use a liner brush and go into either a little bit thinner or a little bit of oil, using the same colour, get some Van Dyke brown. So it's just straight Van Dyke brown, but you want to make sure that when you mix it up, it's like Indian ink consistency, so it's very wet and runny. So basically I've got this very wet, I'll spin the liner brush round, it's very wet and runny, and make sure that they're thick at the base and go thin as you go out. We don't need too many here. I'm just going to come out here, just make sure that as I get to the end here it becomes thinner. So I add a few little pieces on. There. Making scissor colour. Make sure to apply less pressure as you come to the end. Back into your colour. Don't forget his friend's going to want some bits and pieces. Back into your colour again. I'm going to thin down if it won't stick. Add a bit more thinner. Take it up. Little pieces coming off here and there. Okay, we don't want too many. Okay, so that's these bits there done. And remember to clean the brush into some thinners. Now what I've got, my 1-inch brush. I want to go back into the colour here. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of yellow ochre, and then I'm just going to touch up here around the base of this trees. Again, I'm just going to touch very lightly and just push up, coming down here and there. Yellow ochre. Okay. So I'm going to leave these trees without any foliage on, but if you want to put foliage you could just touch it very lightly and add some foliage on there, but I like them without the foliage on there personally. So I'm going to leave it foliage on there. Now I'll tell you what would look nice. I think it would look nice if we had a stream, like some water coming down here as well. So very easy to add water. I'm just gonna clean a brush just a touch. I don't need to clean it a lot. I just want to squeeze out just excess colour. But all we're going to do to create the water is I'm just going to go into some phthalo blue. So I'll get some phthalo blue, and this here I'm just going to touch and pull down and bring this down here. I think we'll take it right off down there, I think. So this is phthalo blue. So I'll be coming up, yeah, Yeah, why not? Let's have it come up right up off the canvas there. Now I want to add some more dark in there, so I'm just going to get a little bit of the Van Dyke brown and add that into the blue, because it needs to be darker. So a touch, pull, that's lovely. Some more of that dark. I know you're probably thinking, wow, that's really dark, Mark, but again, you need the dark to show the light. So, okay, when you've done that, just pull it straight down. You're just going to very lightly brush across. Very lightly brush across. Good. Now, we're going to add some water, and all we need to do is go into some titanium white and some liquid white on a fan brush. So I've got my liquid white, and I'm going to go into titanium white. We do want a lot of colour in the brush. And up here, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to press up like this. I'm just going to brush sideways, and down here I'm going to have it so it's coming over some water. So we're going to put along, over, along and over. So more colour. So you want a bit of sit there, so I'll just put it along and down, along and down. And at the bottom there, I'm just going to press up to create splashes and just go zigzag. Over there a bit more. Do some zigzags here, because obviously water's running down straight, so it's nice and level. More colour, more of the liquid white. Okay, and I'll do some more here, coming down here. I'm going to put it along and down, down, down. Up this way. I'm going to go here. I'm just going to splash. It's coming down. Be coming down there. Some more bits down there. So we're just going to put some splashes on here. This edge. Blue. This edge here. Splashes in with this water. Coming down, splashes in here. We're going to put some land around there. Drawing that up. So basically we've got our water coming down here. Just go a little bit onto this bit. This bit here is not very defined, so I'll add a bit more. So down, down, and splash. Okay, so we've got our water coming down around here. Now I'm going to use the 1-inch brush. Obviously we're going to have to put some this foliage and that back in to block it all in. So again, I'm going to go into a little bit of liquid white. I'm back into the sap green and yellow ochre, and I'll put it all one way. So it bends like this. So you've got the round bit at the bottom there. And just around here, obviously around these bits, I'm just going to touch to create here. Bits and pieces, just to add it in. Like I said, hold it sideways here and there. this, and then at the side here, come down side here. I'll add a bit of land I think around there anyway, so it won't too much. I'm just going to change the flavour, a little bit yellow ochre, and here because I don't want it all the same colour. So I'm just going to add a little bit of yellow ochre in there, and a little bit of red, just to spice things up a little bit. A few little pieces here and there. A little bit of colour. Back and be yellow. Okay, now I'm going to just wipe my fan brush. Get off all the excess paint. And I'm going to go into some Van Dyke Brown and some dark sienna. So Van Dyke Brown and dark sienna combined. And I'm just going to create some land here now. So all I'm going to do is just at the top here, very lightly, just on the top here where the water touches a bit of land here, I'm just going to take it into the water here. This is going to be land like this. So small brush. A little bit of land. This is land. Oh yes. Pretty light. The land there. I'll darken it up in a sec. A bit dark. Okay. So I'm going to get some land here. I want some land over this side, so now a little bit here. We've got some rocks coming down. Have a few rocks here. Get some down there. That. And I just want to darken it down a bit. So I'm just going to add a little bit of black to this Van Dyke Brown. Just want to darken some of this land off here, so very lightly. Pull this down here. I just want this land to stand out just a little bit more. I want this to be dark here, just at the edges of this water, and this land to be very dark. Yep. I'm going this side, I'm going to add down here. That's better. Let it fade away. Good. And I'm just going to highlight that, and I'm just going to get a little bit of the bit of yellow ochre, and I'm just very lightly going to highlight on top of these. here and there. Just using the fan brush. Just sort of looks like rocks. Just here and there. Just a few. And on the base, as I said, on this side, I just want it to be dark. Okay. So now I've done this bit, again, I just want to add more of foliage again. So with a 1-inch brush, just to set this back, and I'm going to go into the cad yellow, sap green, put it one way, and I'm just going to press up here and there, following the shape of the land again, just at the on the very top of this landmass that I've created. Just to set it back a bit, just so it blends in more. And then this side again, I'm just going to press up, a bit more colour. I'm pushing sideways up. Up. Okay, that's better. And then I'm going to wipe all the colour off the fan brush. Clean that fan brush off in a little bit of thinners. Get that dark off of there. Then I'm going to use the fan brush with the same colour, a little bit of liquid white. And then we're going to go into the yellow ochre, sap green and cad yellow. And I'm just going to press upwards, just here and there, in to on top of these rocks. Just here and there. And what that will do, it will just set this, some of this back, just pressing up here and there, and I'll do a few on this side as well. And also what you can do, you can just tap very lightly to create a few stipply effects here and there if you want a bit coming on top of your rocks here and there. So a little bit of foliage, a colour there, I know we're coming over into that rock there, a bit into there, a bit into there, lovely. So it'd be foolish not to have another tree here, I think, so you know what we're like. So we're going to go back into a bit of black and a bit of Van Dyke brown, and then I think here we'll have it going across the water here. I'm not going to do a big one, we're just going to do something from here into this. And I'll use another one. Obviously he wants a friend, so in fact I might do 3 little bits. There. Into my black, so it's black, Van Dyke brown, and I think I'll do another one here. Yeah. Coming into that bit. So, black, Van Dyke brown, okay, don't make them all straight. Like that. And then I'm going to use the liner brush into my Van Dyke brown, and remember it's got to be like Indian ink consistency, So very, very runny, very thin and runny, and I'm just going to do a very few branches on these, not many, there's not too many on them. Okay. Back into colour. Okay, if it doesn't stick or won't spin, add some more thinner. So I'm just going to go over these again, put more colour in because I went over the water, so you might not see the colour too well. So I'm just going to add more colour in, just using a brush. Colour on this one. Okay, so it's got a few little bits over this side. Okay, now highlight, I'll go into some white, and I'm just going to hold it at this angle, and I'm just going to let it take a little bit of colour where it needs it. Just for little highlights on there. Okay, and then I'm going to use foot. I think just get a little my fan brush again with the colour on, and just press up. Okay, and there I think we've got a finished picture. So I hope you like painting along with me. My name's Mark Terrell from paintwithmark.co.uk or .com, and if you'd like to see some more of these videos, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.